against two of their signature civilizations.
Totally wrong.
Or maybe foreseen in another set. Because this one is going to be...
game 2.
So, because we have Mongols against Beastyqt here, MarineLorD putting out the big guns.
All right. Opening up with Mongols is certainly interesting. And I think among all the disappointing Mongol performances we've seen, we're still seeing Mongol. I don't know if we're slow to adapt our thinking or if our hypothesis that Mongols are under-practiced is true. Which one? I leave it to the fans to decide. But if we see Mongols as a top 2 civilization, MarineLorD bringing them out early is interesting. And also he's one of the maybe 3 or 4 that's actually playing them really well, rather than just using them because they get herder.
Yeah, well, MarineLorD certainly putting a lot of thought into the civilization. And actually a fun thing there, because people felt, okay, the series could end at the 2-0 pretty early, and then we had this Colossus game 3. They draft like an hour ago. So they actually knew each other's civilization and could think about the matchup in and out, knew the first map, and I think they will be extremely prepared and know exactly how they want to open. And we already see MarineLorD with something that we didn't see for quite some time, the stable opening.
Yep, 9 out of 10. When it's a military building in the Dark Ages, it is a barracks. Going up with some spears and then some towers as well. Now, spears have the fighting advantage. They can trade evenly against French spears, or sorry, Beastyqt spears if it should happen, and they completely remove the possibility to fight with scouts into them. Horsemen and scouts, not as scary into scouts and spears that Beastyqt could make. So, and they're also more expensive, horsemen, costing 120 resources rather than 80. So why should someone want to go with the stables at all instead of a barracks with spears?
Well, it's mainly the map control, right? Also, you can chase down the scout, maybe deny some vision of your opponent, and the transition makes it so much easier as well. Beastyqt, maybe trying to go for spearmen, maybe later on wants to add some archers, and then if you already have the horsemen prepared, that kind of forces the Beastyqt to play even more defensively than they already most of the time do.
Great points. Can chase down the scout, and I guess you get across the map a bit faster to actually start attacking that mining camp, just to hit a little bit earlier to deny the gold. It's really interesting. Now, Beastyqt is going for 4 on gold. Generally, this means you want to go with a wheelbarrow into a fresh foodstuffs, into hardened spearmen after getting about 2 to 4 spearmen out. That's the build that works really well for Beastyqt, and 4 villagers signifies that. And it looks like MarineLorD is looking to get on top of that real early to disrupt the perfectly written out build order. Right now, Beastyqt is tearing up that parchment that he wrote the build order on.
Yeah, now the big question, where do you cut the corner? Is it wheelbarrow? Is it fresh foodstuffs? As we can see, the mill is not researching anything. Fresh foodstuffs is priority number 1.
Okay, that costs 125. That leaves him with an unusable small amount. This is a wheelbarrow denied by MarineLorD, essentially, is how you should see it. It does mean that the villagers are going to go somewhere else. For Beastyqt, he's now on wood. He's getting more of that than he usually would.
Was that intentional? I don't know. The Khan is now arresting the woodline as well. The small damage against the mining camp, I don't think most important thing ever, especially if we get the barracks out pretty soon. Beastyqt reaching feudal age any second, and there we finally see the barracks. I don't think we will see that mining camp burning.
Yeah, he could start repairing, right? And the repairing villagers are certainly in range of the town center. He's delaying the decision to repair that for quite a while, which is fine if he keeps his finger on the pulse. Doesn't wait too long with that. Barracks is here. That is another house coming out. Not really using feudal yet, despite reaching it, besides that fresh foodstuffs upgrade.
Yeah, obviously just waiting for 1-2 spearmen, then probably typical thing would be like overreacting, suddenly sending like 5-6 villagers on gold because that was his plan. Or maybe Beastyqt thinks about it and switches his plan. Maybe goes for a stable, for example, gets horsemen out himself, gets some map control.
Khan and horsemen are here, and it's not too many horsemen, right? It's 2. It's forcing a response without overproducing. But I feel like Beastyqt's response has been pretty measured and clean. He didn't overproduce or overreact either. The mining camp has been repaired. It's going to take some damage here. The scout is actually a nice extra. Horsemen require 6 shots to take down a villager, and the scout makes sure that this is only 5 shots, which I guess with 2 horsemen is not too big of an advantage, but it's a nice little bit of extra vision as well. He's going for a villager. Beastyqt running it away, cycling it to the other side.
Oh, the Khan is so annoying, and if you want to split off your spearmen, you are doing, well, with the horseman a bit better, but then again, the Khan will always pick you off. We are roughly 20 seconds away from reaching feudal age here. Villager low HP from the raid earlier.
Good pulls by Beastyqt, really, he's on point. He's going to cycle it all the way back, maybe get some sheep where it is safer. Yeah, going for the sheep, not even the berries, and he gets a horseman, so... Ooh. Really solid defense by Beastyqt, who has already begun to start gathering the required amount of stone in order to build another town center. MarineLorD's feudal is being reached roughly about now, which is 30 seconds faster than a spearman outpost opening generally reaches feudal. So a little bit faster with that. That gets him the movement speed aura, and he's going to immediately go for a pastures and an archery range.
And 350 stone in the bank means he can go for those archers quite quickly. Beastyqt, where should he build his town center? Maybe something between the woodline and the stone will at least push the first archer wave away.
Gives him the option to get more stone under the safety of the garrison of the town center as well. That could give him more town centers, third one, or maybe some stone emplacements. It's also little traveling time for the villagers so that you get that efficient quick TC, rather than cherry picking a good location but spending 20 seconds walking there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the big question then is, how do we protect our gold later on? But for now, he goes for horseman, he goes for spearman, should be doing fine against the archer-horseman composition. If MarineLorD is actually going for it, because for now, I didn't see the horseman upgrade, and we're actually going for mango dye.
Really? Probably empowering it with stone as well. It shows up as 1 mango dye in production, but it's probably the double tap. Yeah, 2 mango dye coming out, 2 more are coming out after that. The kind of not often used, but they're interesting. Beastyqt's scouting is good. He sees the villagers and stops an outpost production before he can really react. And they immediately turn around. They get bonus shots on those horsemen. You gotta micro them well. They really die fast to horsemen, but if microed well, they can shoot with impunity.
Just so important that the Khan and the Scout are taking all the damage, because obviously they are healing up. Mango Dye, as you mentioned, taking quite some damage. Now trying to focus on the villagers. They are trying to run, but if Beastyqt wanted to commit, he could find 1, maybe even 2 kills.
He's trying to kill the villager, needs to get 1 more hit, so he kills 1 of them. He must know that the other one was still there. He kills a mango dye as well. These horsemen are getting kited, but see how favorable they trade, how little effort it takes for Beastyqt to kind of chase, how busy MarineLorD is with his mentality, thinking about that. And in the meantime, that second TC is finished for Beastyqt, right? Let's see where it is. He went for a preferable location on berries. Was a bit of a travel, but he's going to get much out of it.
Yeah, and I love that he's building the mill, doubles the food there. And if you feel like Mango Dye are such a good unit because you can always run away and can't really get damage, it just needs so much microing. Their range isn't great, so lots and lots of extension of that is going in those Mango Dye from MarineLorD, and therefore maybe we could see some slip-ups. Maybe we could even see him float quite some wood and gold.
Yeah, he does have that, indeed. You wonder if it's worth it, right? Because Mango Dye get hard countered by archers, they get soft countered by horsemen to a degree. They counter spearmen and villagers quite well, but he's been so busy by Beastyqt keeping him in the middle of the map that Mango Dye haven't really paid off yet. And the second TC is up. He knows it, right? He saw the stone mining, but does he know where it is?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, he probably scouted that area, and it doesn't really matter if he knows, right? The woodline at the front is where we will have the army. At least I thought so. He's actually arriving here, and we'll find at least 1 pick.
He's trying to kill that villager. Kills 1, no second. So really good response by Beastyqt again. I love the position he's in.
But lost the Mango Dye in exchange. Not really what he wants to see. And look at Beastyqt's resources. Look at how much food he's floating.
Yeah, he's got those berries. Delayed his gold. And now is a mining camp protected by a stone outpost. So he's got a lot of food. He is able to produce, and he's getting archers right now, arrow emplacement, and horsemen. Horsemen archers are the perfect counter to what MarineLorD is doing. I don't think MarineLorD is going for Castle Age yet. This is a really curious, strange build. I don't find it to be particularly good. I'm not convinced the first time that I'm seeing it here. Beastyqt can just make a large, massive army, and these outposts, they're not really a big deal. When you have that many spears and horsemen, you can just run over and kill the outposts.
Especially like the second outpost now is not really blocking that woodline. Would have loved to see it touch the other woodline, put the pressure on there if you get the vision in that area. But it just feels Beastyqt not really impressed. Still massive wood income, but Barry's now running out.
Needs a bit more gold if he wants to make it to castle, though I don't feel like it's correct for Beastyqt to go to castle now. The main reason for him to want to get there is if MarineLorD were to have fast castled, got men of arms, and Beastyqt can't counter them. But he's perfectly fine into horsemen and spears with this army. Mangudai, I should say. Mangudai and spears. This is a very comfortable fight for him. Nice few kills there by MarineLorD, but Beastyqt is working off of double TC.
The spearman now goes down. The horsemen become more efficient. Behind this, villagers got sniped, so that's the stop of the tower rush for now. Defensive tower of Beastyqt is set up, but isn't really going for it. Beastyqt has to be happy. 13 villages ahead. And no real threat in his face.
Yeah, Beastyqt is getting so ahead that at some point MarineLorD's only chance will be a landmark snipe.
Already thinking ahead there, and heavily inspired from the set before. Even MarineLorD said when Game 3 started, he was like, damn, I hope that DeMusliM is winning, but actually I kind of also want to play. So he didn't really know who to cheer for.
Oh yeah, so he doesn't need to wait as long, right? Yeah, very understandable. MarineLorD comes in from the left side again. He's got the food to go castle, not the gold quite yet. Keep in mind that Mangudai costs gold. They're like horse archers, except they can move and shoot simultaneously. And they can also get a range upgrade like horse archers. But they cost gold, so they're not what the Age of Empires community generally refers to as a trash unit, which simply means that they don't cost any gold. So he's been slowing down his castle age with these units, and how many villages did he get? Well, not enough.
Not enough indeed. 16 villager lead still for Beastyqt. Castle age timing seems to be reasonably close for both of them, although most of the time the step reduct is built with a lot of villagers, so maybe MarineLorD might get a 30-second, maybe 60-second advantage.
Beastyqt will take about, I think it's 150. Yeah, you should be right. MarineLorD can age up pretty much now. Should get about 30 seconds faster or so. Nice pincer movement there. Archers on one side, horsemen on the other. He goes through the archers. That's one Mangudai, two Mangudai, three Mangudai. Fourth one getting attacked. Fifth one. Can we get a fifth?
Oh, this is so good, and that army loses in so much value. Tower shooting from long distance as well. That was brilliant by Beastyqt, and there's no threat anymore on the map. Now the big question, what's the transition for MarineLorD?
I want to see Beastyqt's cheeky smile in the winner's interview if he gets there, where he's like, I didn't get why he's making Mangudai.
Yeah, the typical thing, yeah.
So Beasty. But yeah, what is the next move here for MarineLorD? Like you said, he's making that readout, and it's really about his infrastructure at this moment, isn't it? What buildings does he have? That's what he's going to have to work with, and it's 2 barracks. He's working on one of them, and he's got a stables and a range, so it's like the smallest amount of men-at-arms you've ever seen.
And not so much stone floating either, right? Not a lot of gold. I'm not too impressed. And like double barracks, also not a lot of wood floating. Would have liked to see a second TC there as well. That's men-at-arms that are lacking some oomph.
Yeah, he's gonna make 2 men-at-arms from the barracks he has. No knight even. Can't really produce a whole lot in general. He has a few spears here. But look at that large army from Beastyqt. Beastyqt is also aging up, and he's actually got money to do it again. If he was Chinese, he would have money for a dynasty. That's how rich he is. Let's look at Beastyqt's production capabilities as well. He's got 2 ranges, 3 barracks, and a stable. So at that moment, I think he's just going to make crossbows and men-at-arms and knights.
Squeezes in the spearman upgrade, forgot about that one, but exactly going for what you were looking for, men-at-arms, crossbow, and that will be beautiful against only men-at-arms. Although we see MarineLorD still having those Mangudai, but the next steps are not really clear to me. He just lost so much momentum, and Beastyqt, as we all know, still the better economy.
I said that MarineLorD can play Mongols capably, and that Mongols are still top 2. But we see this game.
Is Beastyqt better than Mongols?
I think so. I think skill matters, not balance. It's all about skill, right?
Oh. Actually, funny story out of an Age of Empires 2 tournament, where one of the best players of all time, Mr. Yo, Chinese player, and he had a horrible draft. And I talked to him, and like, Mr. Yo, what's happening there? And he told me, not draft wins the set, the player wins the set. And he lost 4-0.
So you do pre-game interviews? Pre-game interviews are funny. We should do some here too. The Mista would have been like landmark victory is my favorite way to win. Oh man. All right, so MarineLorD is feeling the heat. He's pretty much half supply here of Beastyqt. His towers are being taken out.
That's just like Beastyqt is already comfortable, and like all the like small map control is now taken away from MarineLorD as well. Look at the population; it's not even fair.
Yeah.
40 population lead at this stage of the game.
No.
Oh, he's so comfortable.
Yeah.
I think heart rate drops to like 25 now.
Don't talk about it. We'll get Twitch chat going again. We're having like heart rate battles.
Oh, stable switch now.
Okay.
Indecisive. Didn't we feel blacksmith moving is just so stylish? No, looks like a weird like. With
it looks
sails?
like a Dutch caravan.
A bit.
It's
yeah.
a Dutch family going on vacation to Spain. We used to go to Spain with the caravan until we nearly lost control of it, and then no more. So I banged my head about a bit in the wall in the car, but I recovered just fine. Just play Protoss and anyway.
Okay.
So MarineLorD is moving that blacksmith to his OVO in the top right to get that special upgrade, I suppose, for advanced siege engineering.
Let's see what he wants to go for. Advanced siege engineering makes lots of sense, but actually he just added the stables, right? So going for some more horsemen. Obviously they can't be able to produce any siege. We'll obviously take a close look at the overlay there. Relics now being the next step. Actually both players with the setup for that.
It's kind of weird he's making the tier 2 horsemen. Doesn't even have veterancy yet. A lot of them.
It's so easy to forget though, right? You think you click the upgrade once and you actually only upgrade to feudal age horsemen.
Yeah, that's true, because you know Mongols start one tier lower. I think you might be right. I think that's what's happening, and he's making crossbows into men-at-arms and horsemen for siege and crossbows of Beastyqt, and he's running in here. These are only tier 2, so they're lacking about 20-30 health. But they get the Mangonel, that was their main job, so that kind of works out, and they're still going to beat crossbows. Beastyqt is at 81 villagers against 48. He's killing some here, and most of all, he's denied the step readout villager mining.
Oh man, and as we all know, that's not one villager kill, that's 1.5 kills there, and that's just so pretty. Look at that, 48 military against 20 pushes. MarineLorD deep into his base, close to double the population. Can't still be annoying, but he can't win the game alone.
Yeah, like he's gonna kill villagers 7 hits per villager or more, about 11 if textiles has been researched. I don't know if they were or not, if they have that bonus health. Crossbows here are gonna get outmatched eventually. There's quite a few men-at-arms, couple of horsemen. Beastyqt's reinforcements come in with a ram, and here is probably the critical force coming for the final blow.
Oh. Well, let's take a look. But still some form of a decent... Horsemen are still here, but yeah, that looks pretty tricky. Also, still no real static defense here for MarineLorD, right? Maybe a tower could have helped out at that gold, especially if you have both golds together. A tower there could have came in handy.
I think he had one, right? Some people will sometimes go for like 2 outposts. You can see the charred remains of an outpost to the left of that gold. I believe that's what it was. But it got taken out by Beasty. Beastyqt smells blood in the water. He can actually smell 1 droplet in 4 cubic meters of dry Arabia. And he feels like now is the time to end the game and to go for that final blow. What step readout researching? It's just finished researching something.
Seems like the first food upgrade.
Yeah, horticulture probably. So But now the redoubt is getting attacked. And once it gets destroyed, it can no longer have that 50% bonus gold.
Look at that ambitious villager at the bottom of the map again. One villager chasing the Khan there, and she's like leading the pack like, I will get him! He killed my...
That's the one! That's the one!
Like, I will show you! Just takes her knife in her hand and like drags the Khan down.
Dude, ruthless! These Abbasid villagers. Oh, look
Let's
at
take a look. Let's take She will get him. She will get him. Save him for me! And steps in there.
I think she got the killing blow.
I'm very sure. I'm very sure.
Chat says that's a Karen. Oh my god, let's not go there.
Let me speak to the Khan manager.
Well, MarineLorD, I mean, he's being attacked on every side by rams and mangonels, and he's trying to bring his horsemen to kill mangonels. Crossbows into horsemen is not exactly what you want, but there's so many minute-arms. Beastyqt is flooding the map in units. He has much in production. He is walled off one side. Villagers coming to safety. We're looking the final moments of this game, but MarineLorD, I don't know if it's because he can't see the in-game scores like he would in AoE 2, or if he's like trying to mentally exhaust.
Beastyqt. What are we seeing here?
Hey, men are muled! Siege Tower, there's only 2 reasons you would make it. Oh, look at that, the esports neck rub. Did you see what he did?
And now the esports drinking.
Yep, that's let's hydrate, because that's a game, Beastyqt, with a very dominating performance, never really looked close.
Oh, look at that. That's a cheeky smile. And MarineLorD dropping his first map of the tournament after being 6-0. Beastyqt, the first one to take a W.
There's 2 reasons to make a Siege Tower. One is GTFO, out of my game. And the second is if you misclick.
Okay. Which of the 2 was it? Let's not ask in the interview if Beastyqt makes it.
Let's just say...
He probably said, sorry, it was a misclick. Honestly, MarineLorD, I had pop 180, but you could have... I destroyed all your base, but maybe you had a second or third base. It was a misclick with the Siege Tower.
It is possible. I once made a Siege Tower against a relatively famous community figure in AoE 4. And then he left the game instantly after. And I was like, no. Like, it was a misclick. It was not GTFO.
Okay.
And I told him, and I hope he believes me.
Now I want to know who. Okay, that laughs as you don't want to tell me. I better not ask again. Who?
I didn't mean it, soldier.
Soldier?
It really was a misclick, though.
Of course.
Yeah. Though I would do it against someone like if I felt they had wronged me in some way. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like if they sniped my landmarks in 2 games, in games I had practically won already, I might Siege Tower on a victory.
Okay.
Like, take this.
The problem is you already lost all the games, so you can't Siege Tower again.
Nowhere left to Siege Tower.
Yeah.
Or maybe some future game.
Yeah, obviously.
You'll never forget it.
Yeah, and you can match again, right? Swiss stage, you can't match against each other, but the bracket could technically generate the matchup again. So we could see Mr. rematching DeMusliM in a best of 7 or best of 9 later this week.
That's going to be spicy.
Oh, this is going to be spicy.
I hope so.
I think we will do pre-interviews. I think like the day before we will pre-record interviews there.
Yeah.
That has to be crazy.
Decided right here as he remembered Mr. Yo's answer.
Yeah, exactly.
It reminds me of the StarCraft player in Korea that in a tournament he was like quite a showman, and he made like a slitting motion like I'm gonna and then like he lost like 0x.
What?
He lost like
MC?
No, it was like he was like I'm gonna take you down, and he made like a fatal animation in real life with his body, and it, like he just lost every single game. It's funny when someone brings that showmanship, even though maybe they're gonna lose. This game, MarineLorD just got blooded. He lost his first map in the tournament, courtesy of Beastyqt. The next map is going to be King of the Hill, and it's interesting because this is MarineLorD's home map, but in many of the other series, I saw Beastyqt have this as a home map.
Yeah,
so good. He's fine with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, we don't have the craziest map pool, right? We have 7 maps, 2 bands, so you have to be strong on all of them. So sometimes you feel like, okay, I want to pick this as a home map. Not highest priority there, and we can see Mongoin Heights in the end made it in. Hill and Dale, the band, so Beastyqt didn't want to go for that one. And the big question mark, what civilizations they could go for? I still feel MarineLorD could be pretty strong with French if he doesn't run into Mongols, because Abbasid obviously now gone from Beastyqt.
Yeah, on King of the Hill, there's a few civs that just don't work. Chinese and Holy Roman Empire.
We saw Holy Roman Empire already in this tournament.
Did we?
By TheMista. And you know what happened afterwards?
Yeah,
he
he
complained about the map.
He's like, there's no wood on this map. And we're like, yeah, we know. No, I saw that. That pissed me off that he took Holy Roman on King of the Hill. Like, what are you trying to prove, mate? Well, it's going to be French into Mongols. French from MarineLorD. I think French is MarineLorD's highest win rate civilization on ladder. Higher than Mongols.
Yeah, very likely, right? He played them so much. He obviously is so good with them. For me, it's like, obviously, I'm very connected if I think about MarineLorD with the French flag, but like French civilization already in there as well, especially like how he dominated the early tournaments, crazy good. But we feel Mongols are still a very good tower to French, especially if they have a bad gold spot. So we might need to take a look at that. Tower rush could come in, spearman pressure early on, and that's where French really struggle. Then we kind of have to make some weird movements, have to go for archer, have to go for horseman, not really the royal knight direction we have to go for. It's more of like, okay, I will have to accept my fate. But really good gold there, as we can see on the minimap. Woodlines, then probably the things that will get pressured even more.
And how are the woodlines? Beastyqt is in the red, he's in the north. Does he actually... Oh my... What?
That's really good.
That's an amazing map seed for Beastyqt, having wood towards the back. It's more relevant for MarineLorD. What does he have? Couple of spruces.
Big
and
one.
Then a really...
Screen away. Oh, he goes for the small one first.
Wait, this small wood line, when it's removed, it opens up into the rocks? There's a tunnel, right? Let's see. It's already open, actually.
Yeah.
That is a brutal place to protect an outpost with spears. The initial wood line for Beastyqt, for MarineLorD, probably couldn't be worse. But the second one is really quite okay.
Let's hope he remembers French 25 wood for their lumber camps and he just tries to find a different spot, goes further back, and the left-hand side woodline could be really nice, right? He can still wall off the left-hand side. The secondary layer of the woodlines, a bit further to the left of the screen now, creates a natural wall for him, right? Just a wall here with the relic, and he actually gets lots of control, but the attack's coming in.
Yeah, coming in already. And the question is, does Beastyqt know that he has this backwards position? You know what? He doesn't care. This is as entrenched as he needs it. He's not going to make it on top of the trees, kind of to the northeast like this. That is an immediate deny. Well, not immediate. It's a deny in 1 minute from now on that wood. And this is Beastyqt going with the Khan around to see what other wood lines there are available to MarineLorD.
Now, mining camp given up, and you saw just focused one shot there to maybe get the kill later on. Also allows that you also get the bounty if MarineLorD decides to delete that one later on if he feels he doesn't have the control.
Just to enunciate, if you con arrow attack a mining camp once, it is forever tagged your it for when it gets deleted to yield raid bonus to Mongols, even if they're not within 2 leagues of the screen of that mining camp later on. That is how it works right now, and that's pretty crazy. So yeah, you do want to go around and just hit everything once, which I don't think it's quite how it's intended yet. There is a reason why it works that way, but I think there should be like a grace period. Either way, he hit all that, and he saw the vision of which trees are available to MarineLorD. So Beastyqt's got a really solid idea of what he can do.
What?
That's such a brazen tower.
Why are we building a tower there? Villagers have even being pulled. I don't really think this tower should go up.
Oh, did you see
villagers?
them stop? So, yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so they stopped suddenly. They're going to stab that villager.
Spearman out of position. Scout is trying to chase it down. Shouldn't really find the kill. And yeah, going for that mining camp. How many archers do we need? Like 3 to scare the Khan away? Actually, like 1 is already enough to scare the Spearman away.
Yeah. Leenock went for 2 to 3 with French into Mongols on Highview in an earlier series today, in the second series of the day. And that turned out to be enough into 4 to 6 spears and a Khan. You don't want to overmake archers because it slows down other things, such as a siege workshop into a ram research. He's trying to prevent the burn. It's really close, and he does prevent the burn.
Okay, really important there. Would have given 25 gold, 25 food to his opponent. Nice save there, nice timing. And that tower feels more like a long-term tower. And the big question now, are we switching again to a woodline? Feels like villagers are moving to the big woodline. Should be solid for MarineLorD.
Yeah, that's 5. 6, 7, 8 villagers on the additional wood line. No walls yet. The interesting thing about walls and how the community should understand walls are to be used in a game. They're a fairly large wood investment this early in the game. And what walls do is they delay a superior force while you get a superior quality of force. That's generally how you want to use it. So it's all fine and well to buy time against feudal units while you get castle units out. That's when you want a wall. But if you're countering enemies' feudal or Dark Age units with feudal, there's zero reason to ever want a wall, because they're going to break through very cost efficiently since you don't have units yet. And then you have fewer units to actually deal with the threat, which is mobile, and walls are not and need to be everywhere. So absolutely correct for MarineLorD not to wall yet, just to make as many archers as he feels comfortable with. He is still making archers. What he doesn't have yet is a blacksmith, knights, horsemen, anything that can actively kill towers. But it takes a top player to see towers all around you and then not to feel worried about it, because you've analyzed it's not directly attacking any of my crucial resources at this time.
Yeah, and you have to be so scared, right? You saw multiple spearmen, you saw more towers, you don't know where the villages are going to be. Now a horseman coming over, that's interesting. That's not really for scouting, but actually he's using it for scouting. Normally horsemen are more of a fighting unit, but he just uses it in both cases.
Yeah, that's true. He could have made a scout. Why is it a horseman? I guess he kind of wants to kill villagers, new villagers, maybe some archers.
I think he exactly knew where the ovo is. So it's not that important how much line of sight you have. You have to be at one specific spot. And then it's a better fighting unit later on.
Yeah. Well, let's see what else he does with it. He's actually scouting other areas. They do have very, very little vision. The horseman is going over. There's two spears there. Stabby McStabby and Stabby McStepperson. So both of those two, they're two brothers. I know them well. They're really getting into horsemen. Meanwhile, the Khan is going for the villagers here. It's gonna, it's gonna do a bit of damage. About what, 4 or 6 damage or something per hit. Yeah, 4 damage per hit. So needs about 13 hits to kill a villager. Look at that range. Nice shot.
Sick. Just feels so unfair. You can't really punish the Khan there. Maybe defensive tower could have helped out, but now,
Citizen's arrest. La gendarmerie. But they didn't get him.
Squished out of there. Now even flares around, runs around a bit more. And this is not easy to maneuver here for basically either player. Right now, the tower obviously helping out. Still, Mongols feels in more control with the towers around. The French player, if you go for too many archers, you don't really want to delay your castle age timing too much. But you also feel like 2-3 more archers here could make the defense so much easier.
And he's making them again. He hadn't been making them for a bit. He's got 3 archers in offense, 1 set of 3 archers in defense as well. Didn't lose any villagers here. Very well managed by Beastyqt. But he did lose some, and he hasn't, as far as I know, killed any back yet.
Oh, I had a weird sound. Production can maybe fix that. I was a bit...
I'm role-playing the archer. It looked painful, because that archer just lost to his direct to-be-countered unit. Archer's losing to spears because he wasn't microing them.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, sneaky tower there.
Wait, who's building that?
That's obviously Beastyqt.
Whoa, look at the villager floating. Can we get a zoom? Oh! I have come to build a tower. Pray to me.
What's happening there?
That's weird.
It's still floating.
Age of Empires 4, the horror game.
Okay, and it has to walk the rest.
He was skating down the hill.
Yeah. it felt a bit like if you want to get to your next gate on an airport. And you take the even escalator and have to walk the last four steps.
Yeah. And you've got those people that stop walking on the conveyor belt. They've got the fitness and they're even in a hurry, but they're because they're on the conveyor belt, they're not going to walk anymore.
Yeah.
And then those people that stand side by side and won't let you pass.
Oh,
and you're
and they're talking to each other.
Yeah, they're talking to each other, and they're leaning on the conveyor belt handle. And you're just come on, you were walking before, you're going to walk again. Is this really that?
And then it's there's in between 6 meters, right? Between 2 of them. And you try to overtake, but then they're they're blocking the whole way, so you can't overtake them.
I know what you mean. It's inconsiderate. It's sad. So, let's see the situation here. MarineLorD. MarineLorD, I think he was going... No, he's not aging up. Beastyqt is aging up, isn't he?
Both are aging up.
All right, now they're
Not
both
bad.
aging up. Well, you know, about 10 minute 30 versus 10 minutes and 10.
Okay, good find there with the tower. And now we are adding some more. We're adding the Guildhall. No big surprise there. And, well, also the deer in the back. Feels like the map is stabilizing. And we didn't really play much King of the Hill yet, right? Not a lot of fight for the extra gold in the center. No use of the one land, or the only one sacred site. The big question mark, is the French player at one point switching to stone? Because that's what we saw so much. Getting a keep up in the center is just so valuable.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, I think MarineLorD is going to put it on stone. I don't know the exact amount of time. Oh, epic battle.
That's not great. Khan is healing. Archer's not healing up, so you're trading HP while the other one is regenerating.
Yeah, and the Khan is going to win, what's more. But the point is, I think MarineLorD, I don't know the exact time it takes for Guildhall to produce 800 stone, but I think it's about 3 minute 40 or something. So
That little.
yeah, it's quite fast.
Sick.
3 to 4 minutes,
Okay,
maybe.
okay.
And you know, the longer you wait, the progressively more extra you get. He puts it on gold, so it's not going to be a 15-minute keep on the sacred side or something. It's gold. He wants to make sure that either he's going to use it for Imperial or more units in a kind of critical mass. As for Beastyqt, Beastyqt has got the barracks set up. He's got his step readout finished as well, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. And he has to move that Gur away. He can make barracks units, but he doesn't have the food presently to make any men-at-arms. In fact, his food has been beggared quite something fierce. He's got one berry patch left, no sheep. Where are the pastures?
He doesn't have a pasture.
No pastures, dude.
Not a single one, and his over was reasonably close. He's still a bit at the top with wood. No, he just moved to the berries, but berries are so slow, Grubby.
They're so slow. It's the worst gathering rate for Mongols besides... Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah, it's the
Pastures are better than farms, so berries are the worst for Mongols in the game. Like, it doesn't have that bonus that other civs can get from gathering. He doesn't even have Yamara, in fact, on some of his villagers. He's run out of food, he's run out of wood, and now he's making a Dark Age spearman. Beastyqt got bottlenecked in resources. We don't know exactly where it went wrong. I'm sure he would have more to say about it. But he is in a terrible position, and it almost feels like an unforced error.
Yeah, because there were no big fights happening,
Right? It's not like he lost a lot of villagers or something to MarineLorD, like maybe 1 or 2 or so.
There like a tower was forced. We saw some horsemen, but there was no real threat, right? He was in control most of the game, and now we see knights coming in, and they're fighting those villagers.
Oh wow! And already Beastyqt is so shaky. It's like he's cold, and MarineLorD is ripping his coat off. He's like, "How do you like them apples?" Beastyqt is running away now from his only source of food, and it already wasn't even that good of a food. The berries. Oh, he's gonna move the Gur to somewhere else. Maybe that deer camp on the far left. That's going to take a while.
Yeah, I think he has a Gur set up at the left-hand side for the berries there as well. Now goes for double pasture. Feels a little bit late. And yeah, could take those deers, but they're so exposed to potential new knights arriving and raiding there.
MarineLorD has a lot of bank here. He's got a couple of upgrades. Blacksmith is finished. He can easily make loads of knights. And that's what he's doing. He's got 3 knights in production from a stable and a school of cavalry. Making a siege workshop as well. Currently no archer production. I wonder if he just knows how screwed Beastyqt is on economy right now. If he had known, I think it's a 3rd stable and more knights and you just keep going. But yeah, has that Maginot coming out now? So MarineLorD really in a very great spot. And I think he did kill a couple of villagers maybe before. It's gotta have been the case because he's got the French villager production time advantage. But he still lost a couple of villagers to the Khan. So this disparity, it proves that Beastyqt lost some villagers, perhaps when we didn't see it, which kind of explains that the mystery of why he is so strapped for resources.
Yeah, maybe some losses there that we overlooked. And now it's just a full knight production with some Magnals. That's just a beautiful composition to deal with, like spearmen. You can easily raid still, and the army is so far away. The army is so slow. Now we see some shamans going over here, or together with the monastery.
The fact that you can actually do this is hilarious. Like dropping the relics in a mobile taxi, not having to bring them back. It's actually pretty crazy. But good, you know, Beastyqt is doing that.
Yeah. Beef, fair though. You're not getting gold at that moment.
While
with
it's
the relics.
uprooted?
Yeah, with the
Oh,
relics
okay.
inside.
So
Oh, shift click in the wrong direction there.
So you drop it now on the thing.
And now you're collecting gold again.
Now you're collecting gold. Once you uproot it, no gold.
Correct.
But it's still a pretty safe way to do it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
well, that's good to know. Thanks for the info. A cool way to do it, guys. Maybe you want to get that movement speed upgrade as well from the Ovu. I'm not sure if he has it just from looking at it. I think he probably does have it. It would be helpful, and it's pretty cheap.
And we see, I don't even know that upgrade. I never do it.
You never get that upgrade?
No.
It might
Should
be
I?
worth it for the taxi monastery.
Okay. I always take my bike. Cheaper.
Wait.
A monastery bike.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't need to be too fast, just the fact that it kind of travels in a direction. I still can't tell from the movement how fast it is, because it used to be really fast. Where's it actually going? Is he just gonna like put it down here so that he doesn't need to take the return trip? Well, like, what is this? Is this like a relic sneak attack?
I don't know. Maybe he feels like, okay, I don't want to lose my relics. Where's the spot where he expects me the least?
That will be here. Like, is he going to the far right corner of the map?
Yeah, maybe he didn't see the relics and just tried to find them. 3 more at the left-hand side, obviously. Now stone taken in the center. So that's the next step for MarineLorD. Still non-collected for him.
Okay, so Beastyqt is slowly going into spears and crossbows, now getting that veteran spearman upgrade. That's an H3 upgrade, 5 minutes after he reached H3. That's how much trouble Beastyqt was in.
Tower with stringed emplacement, defending quite nicely there. And oh, big tech switch. What are we seeing here? Mass barracks, mass archery.
Whoa.
6 barracks. But remember, MarineLorD, he has mangonels prepared. He should be able to deal with this.
Yeah, you could spread your spears and try to get the jump on them. Not easy, especially considering MarineLorD has started stone production. So he's going to be able to pop down and keep in about 2 to 3 minutes or so. Beastyqt's timing is sure to dwindle. I suppose you can rush a keep with loads of spearmen, but it is not easy by any means. Prayer tent is going down again, and that's going to give him some extra gold. What was that?
I think that was a springle, but cancelled afterwards because he saw the knights coming in here. And that tower will be denied. Really nice pickoff. Already 3 springles for MarineLorD as well. He won't get sniped off his mangonel.
You know what would be interesting, Neely? If, like, a celestial being of your chosen religion would descend onto the earth, like in real time, right? Like come to N4C and be like, I just want to tell you a universal truth. You may not understand it now, but you'll get it later. In the current patch of AoE 4, Mongols is actually weak. That's why they're losing.
Wow.
Yeah. Imagine if that happened. Would you believe it?
No, I would tell them to go back to their planet.
I would convert to that religion.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I believe in universal truths quite a bit.
But is it universal truth, or is it just...
If a celestial being says it is.
Okay.
Well, unless, like, I mean, a universe is like the whole space, right? And like a celestial being may only preside and rule over Earth. So like it might be not true in other places. But I'm just playing with that idea, all jokes aside. What if they're actually not as good as we think they are? Because the win rate, it's not lying, right?
I mean,
like
religion is not as good as you think we are.
No, Mongols. Mongols. Not as strong as we think they are. Like, of course, credit to MarineLorD as well, right? Like, I mean, he defended well, but Beastyqt and MarineLorD both didn't do that well with it. You know, they pretty much got the start that they wanted. We talk about those wood lines and stuff. No problemo pivot by the defender, still getting wood lol, ignoring the towers. Now MarineLorD's got a setup, fortified position, keep, sacred site, win condition has started, archery ranges are going up all around that keep. He has seen the spears, he's gonna make archers, veteran archers in production. MarineLorD has started the clock.
Indeed he has, and it's multiple clocks ticking for him. What sacred site timer? Also, it feels like he has the better economy, he has more map control. Yeah, Beastyqt has more relics, but that's like so irrelevant because something needs to happen within the next 9.5 minutes.
And that seems like a long time, 9.5 minutes, and I've seen those times dwindle to nothing. Like, you feel pretty much good until it says 6 minutes, then you start to think about attacking. You get delayed a bit, before you know it, it's 4 minutes and your buttocks are clenched. And like, you don't have a lot of time left. I lost you at the button clench, didn't I?
I was like, what?
You know, the stress where you're like starting to like kind of tighten up and stuff. It's like, oh, I don't know how much time I have left. He's doing a 6 springled flank attack with a bunch of minute-arms and spears.
I would have liked 2 rams in there. Instead of like Springlets 5-6.
They can't finish games, right? Springlets.
Yeah, especially like the town center won't be that impressed by this attack. You have to run around. Now you could pressure the gold, but the gold is already empty over that area. He's fully in the center. This is mainly to pressure town center, but look at that. It's all empty.
There's nothing here. He's gonna what? Attack the school of cavalry. What are you gonna do? Is he gonna snipe landmarks? Possible as well. Seems valid.
We'll fall a bit further back. Now the first ram. Oh, Springlets somewhat exposed.
Out of position a bit. Mangonels and Springlets are coming in. Now he's making some rams. It does feel like that landmark snipe. It's interesting because Beastie had a game here as well against VortiX.
His opener match.
Yeah, opening match against VortiX. Beastyqt had the sacred side. And VortiX tried to go for his landmarks. And Beastyqt said, when I saw he was going for it, I knew that I had won. So this is certainly a turntables moment.
But Beastyqt had enough stone to build 3 defensive keepers well, and already was fully set up in the center, right? We're not in that stable position here. Springles could maybe find some good kills. Already finding the first snipe against MarineLorD.
Nice shot. Getting a couple of hits in. Actually, just 1 hit on that Mangonel. Knights going in with the flank again. MarineLorD, the tactician, going in with the Knights from the side. Signal arrow on the Springles gets him out of cavalry range.
Oh, that was such a nice move. And look at that. Those archers not really finding the kills. Next ram maybe flying in. And those Springlets, I already saw them dead, but all 6 survived.
Ah, very nice. It would actually be worth repairing them as well. There's a villager there making outposts. 1 man at arms going for some villagers. All knights were pulled. MarineLorD pulling a little bit more. Perhaps he didn't know how... Wait, hold on a second. Let me stop talking for a second as I point the finger at the top left of the screen.
0 food income per minute.
That's
for
0
MarineLorD.
per hour.
That's 0 per celestial human being time.
Day cycle, which is like, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. He's got 3 farms. Lol. He's already exhausted 1 deer camp. The other one is obviously out of reach for him because Beastyqt's got this covered. MarineLorD has no food. Neely, do you think that Beastyqt is intimately aware of MarineLorD's access to resources? He's like, you probably don't have food, do you?
No scouting intel. That would be like lots of mind games for sure. The thing is, food, yeah, you kind of need it in a game, but right now it just feels like MarineLorD only needs siege. Right?
Imagine if MarineLorD gets no food for the next 6 minutes. Actually, almost no food, but just makes Springles.
It's fine.
Is that good enough?
It's good enough for me.
Get stone, get gold, get wood. Stop villagers, no more units.
Unprotected here. Just 3 towns away. Traps trying to run.
They unpacked pretty fast.
Wow, I was surprised as well.
I think it's because they're counterweight. If they're weight trebuchets, then they would stay there because they're waiting. But because they're counterweight, they leave quickly. Neely is like, I found someone lamer than me.
Oh, okay. I like that one. Oh.
Out Neelying the Neely.
Out-kneeling.
The Springled War commences in MarineLorD's base.
Well, 2 Springles trying to find something. Even if they get like 2 volleys off, that's another trap going down, and that's totally fine. He buys himself some time. Army, well, loses some HP.
Fight in the main base, meanwhile.
Oh, Springles going down. No Springles left.
Oh.
And then there's no threat anymore.
Yeah, this is a teethless attack. He's like nibbling without teeth. Just...
Oh, such an easy clear up here. 60 military against 50 still looks reasonable, but the economy of MarineLorD is just so nice behind this as well. And double keep set up. He just needs to see the center Springles here, and this can't be broken in 4 minutes.
Yeah, like I think MarineLorD's just done it, right, Neely?
Yeah, it feels like it. He also, behind the scenes, got 3 relics, which I didn't even realize.
Really?
Putting up all of those at the left-hand side. Yeah, monastery in that direction. Favorable spawn for that monastery. Now those raids are coming in, but those are raids that would set you up for the late game. I think Beastyqt has to realize, I need to make some major things happen. 4 traps, a good first step.
4 trebuchets is going to take down 1 keep in about a minute or so. The second keep will take longer. Sprinkles are coming in. Beastyqt does need to protect those trebuchets with his life. They are his only path to victory. Sprinkles are coming in. He's aware of it. He shoots the mangonel. There's so many Sprinkles. 1 counterweight trebuchet goes down. He's shooting at Beastyqt Sprinkles as well. Men-at-Arms scramble to defend the final ones, but many have been killed.
Look at that, still no production for MarineLorD. He didn't build any Knights or Arbaletiers. Just think about like 20 Arbaletiers here, and there's no way a single Springle dies to all those Men-at-Arms that are trying to come in. Down to 2 Springles, that's maybe not enough to kill all those threats.
Insufficient wood! He's got no wood and no food. He quickly bought the wood though. He's got it again.
Wow, just nice reaction. Instantly using his hotkeys there and buying them quite quickly. I still want to see him buy some food. Look at that, he's floating so much gold. Yeah. This is the moment where you use your guild hall, just put all the resources in the center of the map.
Let's look at the guild hall. He's got 2,300 gold in
No, it's stone.
Oh,
it's on stone.
Oh,
he could build 3 extra keep here. He could build 4 extra keep here.
Yeah, just do it.
Would buy you so much time as well. Counter down to 3 minutes. What does the bell say?
Ding, ding. Oh, yeah, I heard it.
How I timed that though.
Oh, cool. That's nice. So there's a 3-minute bell.
Exactly.
Is there a 4-minute bell?
No.
2?
Yes.
1?
Yes.
Okay. I heard it. Cool.
You didn't know?
I'm learning
3 minutes
things.
is 1 bell, like ringed once. 2 minutes is ringed twice. 3 minutes is. Did you never go to a theater?
Yeah.
You're not a man of culture, right?
No, I've gone to some cinemas.
But you were always late.
No.
Have you never heard the bell?
There's no bells in Dutch cinemas, Nili.
Okay.
And I'm never late.
Grubby arrives precisely half a minute in.
When I meant to. 4 counterweight trebuchets still going ham. Let's see those projectiles being lobbed on the keep. But I mean, you still have to actually go stand on the point. Nope, that's it. GG. Mongols lose again. MarineLorD gets the equalizer. It's 1-1.
Did you see MarineLorD's head shake? He like face palmed a bit and checked. I think he was not happy with this game. Although it looked like really clean. Obviously, the eco transition wasn't pretty. But that's a question for the after interview. I think something happened that we didn't see.
Reminds me of some MOBA teammates. They're like, I'm not winning in the way that I want to, and now I'm upset and we're going to throw a hissy fit. That's some MOBA players' mentality. Okay. I mean, like, sure, he's happy that he won, but I think it must have been frustrating for him to get to a position where he had no food and no wood income at some point, had a lot of gold. Maybe he was also aware that he hadn't used his stone from his guild hall, and he's like, I'm a French main. How can I forget having that much stone? Realized it at the end. Yeah. And he won, but did he think it's clean?
Also, like, why is he staying on stone after he has the first keep?
He could have gone to food.
Yeah, it would have been like 2.5k food.
In hindsight, right?
It's like 18 extra Royal Knights. Makes the defense so much easier. Or just like Arbaletier. Just perfect in that position.
Yeah. I mean, like so many things he could have done better, right?
I would have done better.
If we took over from that point, actually, we may have. But could we have got to that point? No. Maybe not. And of course, we would be a map hacker because we saw the whole map. But still, MarineLorD, he did great. Some counterattacks against Beastyqt. I think we probably missed a couple of villagers killed. He put Beastyqt in a problematic economic situation. Beasty came back quite nice. He finally made pastures, tried to get back in there, made a side attack. It lacked real menace, 6 Springles and a ram. The ram went in, instantly died to the Springles. I mean, it's King of the Hill. Whoever takes the center first generally ends up winning if they do everything right.
I might start to get religious. If I look at all the red X's around Mongols there.
Celestial beings. Logan is here. It might be him.
Maybe we do a Logan interview later. Ask him, like, bark twice if Mongols is OP.
Yeah, and he doesn't bark.
Yeah, so pretty case solved. Altai, our next map, Beastyqt, a beast and a cutie, but also a beast with English.
Yeah, and that's level 1 of psychology. Altai, English. What alternatives are there? Chinese, French, Rus, Holy Roman Empire.
Chinese, if it wasn't Beastyqt. I don't think he's a big Chinese fan. I think maybe if he wants to make something wild happen, let's see, Hill and Dale is banned. Maybe he wants to play a defensive game and go for Holy Roman Empire.
MarineLorD might too. With where would you want Holy Roman? Lipany is fine. Mongolian Heights is fairly good for Holy Roman Empire. So maybe neither wants to use it here, which also makes it less predictable.
I think MarineLorD is always going Rus or Mongolian Heights.
Really?
Yeah.
On Mongolian, okay.
Yeah.
So let's say that MarineLorD goes Holy Roman Empire now, and Beastyqt is probably expecting him to go Abbasid or English.
I see like for MarineLorD, I see Rus Mongolian Heights, Abbasid Lipany, and then it's the big question: English or Holy Roman Empire for Altai.
Yeah, and Altai, English being the most predictable and the most likely, Holy Roman being the trick. Let's say MarineLorD's on Holy Roman, then what would Beastyqt want?
I think he is happy with the mirror. I think he is happy with the English mirror. But if
Or
he plays
Holy Roman
HRE,
mirror?
I think he's not a big fan of like the potential randomness, right? If we look at Altai maps, we are not as careful with the fair relic spawns, right? There might be some weird cliffs, there might be some shenanigans. So I think HRE mirror, it's a bit of a gamble.
We haven't seen a single HRE mirror yet on Altai. It might be coming now, or we may be way off course. We're bound to be ready to get into the game. It's 1-1 in this best of 5 between the two players that are 2-0 in match score.
Look at how intense Beastyqt is, and look at how DeMusliM, MarineLorD on the left-hand side, is holding his mouse. It's kind of like in his elbow.
Yeah.
It's not
it's sideways.
It's not next to his keyboard. It's basically in front of his keyboard.
Yeah. Might be like an effect of his home setup. Really interesting. Really interesting. It's funny how the UN body can manipulate a mouse sideways, even though it corresponds to a linear, vertically aligned view on monitor, and that still works for your brain. Very adaptable to human mind. It is Abbasid, MarineLorD, English, Beastyqt. Beastyqt went for level 1. MarineLorD went for, I want to say, level 2. And who is happier with this? I don't know.
I think MarineLorD believes that Abbasid is really strong. At least that's what he said earlier. So I wouldn't be surprised if he feels this is the strong choice. The question is, if he goes for Abbasid, he absolutely knows, okay, I might run into English. If Beastyqt goes for English, he might not necessarily think, okay, I might run into Abbasid, right? We mentioned a lot of options. We mentioned HRE. We mentioned the potential of an English mirror.
Yep.
So I think MarineLorD will have put more thought in this matchup going into this one.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, you play Abbasid on Altai. Number one question is, am I ready to deal with English? So we can guarantee he's comfortable with this. He wouldn't risk this on a mind game against some kind of convoluted gamble choice from Beastyqt. Now, we have some precedents for this matchup, Neely. DeMusliM against Viper on Altai was also this matchup, with DeMusliM being English and Viper being Abbasid. The Viper started off pretty well. He made horsemen, he made archers. DeMusliM was denied on his outpost for a bit. The Viper did make a critical mistake of forgetting to upgrade ranged armor on a cluster of 10, 20 horsemen. And it cost him dearly. It was winnable for Viper, but with this mistake, DeMuslim's large, well-microed longbowman flock managed to win the day. It was close. He mostly eschewed spearmen initially, choosing to counter horsemen with only longbows, starting aggression early, popping down some outposts. And this is a nice win condition attempt for English. Let's see how Beastyqt does it. It should be understood that the onus is on English to make something happen. If both sit back and did nothing to each other for 20 minutes, Abbasid is going to be in a much better position than English. So they've got to peel away a few villagers in order to feel like they are on par.
Yeah, just the mass siege might come in before the King's Palace for English, would be paying off. Obviously, MarineLorD maybe tries to squeeze in the late second town center, as we see Beastyqt is doing a really nice job of pushing in those deer here at his town center. Obviously, deer faster than the sheep, so lovely move here. And the big question is, will Beastyqt also build that many towers that we saw from DeMusliM, which gave him the beautiful control over the front base of the Viper in their set?
That is the question.
And, well, now we can see the Spearman here being built in the back. So he's expecting to see some horsemen there as a change. We still see 4 villagers on gold for the Abbasid player. And as we know, that indicates that we want to go for not only an extra town center, going for stone, but also fresh foodstuffs and wheelbarrow.
Exactly, and it's a really nice economy upgrade, and it also really helps. It really helps to to be safer against those longbows. Getting that movement speed on wheelbarrow is not quantifiable by tests done in build order versus AI, because AI doesn't harass you at 4 minutes and 50 seconds or something like that. By the way, thanks to Twitch chat for calling out that the resources were flipped. It has since been fixed.
That's just testing if they're still awake.
Yeah, just testing. You know, that's how we do things here.
You know, I was an elementary school teacher before, right? Every single time I wrote something incorrectly at the board, I was I just wanted to test you.
You're like writing down Mongols are the best soup.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, Mr. Hippo, you again.
And we all know that Mongols aren't the best. Wow, wow.
They hated me.
No, that can't be true.
Some of them hated me.
Kids can be pretty ruthless.
They can. Oh god, they were ruthless.
Oh. So, MarineLorD made an outpost here to protect a primary entrance point to his position. But interestingly, he would have to travel quite far to garrison it with any villagers or whatever. And that can be abused by Beastyqt as he brings back his villager and wants to start making that again. So, villager comes in again. MarineLorD sees that, of course, and sends his villagers. Tick, 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 tick.
Oh.
And time to back off.
85% there, focuses on an archer first villager, now being pushed back, but still relatively high HP there. And that scout is being blocked off. I think eventually that tower will go up. He doesn't want to keep 3 villagers there the whole time. Is on stone though, I think. Why are we not seeing...
There's an arrow emplacement.
But it's on the other tower. Arrow slits.
Yeah. You know, he
tower.
feels like Beastyqt is giving up this position
Okay,
for
not both.
now. He's got villager closer, so it can be supported with villagers more easily. This tower is more of an island, so he needs emplacements there. Love the early quick walls by MarineLorD covering his south side. So now he's got 2 towers in the most likely entrance points. The west side, of course, is way too far around for Beastyqt. So MarineLorD for now is in a very good defensive position. He is still... He's not gathering any stone for a second TC, is he?
Well, he is getting harassed by longbowmen at the left-hand side that he's trying to deal with. Now we are going on to stone for Beastyqt as well, but only 1 on stone, indicating arrow slits over an extra town center.
Right, right. Yeah, this is about towers that can fight. MarineLorD is on 1 base. He's starting horseman production. It's interesting. Oh, there we go. Double stable and a range. This might be horseman camel archers from a singular base.
Wow, but do you have the food income for that?
You're saving some from fresh foodstuffs. If you have unfettered access to berries, you do actually kind of have enough for it.
Wow, okay. There's 1 berry bush further to the front that he might go for. That tower won't go up. Uh-oh. I think even that rebuild might get tight. He pulls more villagers. Oh, this is tricky, Grubby.
No, this is not good for MarineLorD. He's going to power build it, but he'll still need more than 10 seconds. He knows it. Yeah, good for him for giving up on that sunk cost fallacy and saying, like, nah, I'm not going to try to push this one through. Horsemen are being made and hidden, or they're being sent to cut off reinforcements. But Beastyqt has nonetheless found a window to start exploiting the initial wood line. Where's the rest of the wood? Not bad. Very well protected, actually.
Yeah, with the double tower there for sure. But it's only well protected because we have the towers. But what deals with towers pretty well?
Elephants.
Correct.
Bombards.
Correct.
Trebuchets.
Correct.
In terms of accessible things, rams.
Correct.
How do you make rams?
Siege engineers.
Is he making it right now?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
That's very well targeted towards his needs right now.
Clever dude for sure. And villager not getting sniped. Horseman taking quite some damage, and still more damage here towards the stone. And this is not really the spot where Abbasid wants to be, right?
No, it's not. You know, horsemen and camel archers. Camel archers will kill spears, but they get outranged so heavily by longbows that it can be a little bit tough. The range advantage is there for Beastyqt, and he's also protecting himself with walls. So a counter-attack is what MarineLorD's going for here. Beastyqt has a small band of reinforcements for defense. That's all. Just a small amount.
Ram now being built over there. Even the wall in, and 1 camel archer. Yeah, 3 shots is spearman, but still, as you said, so good for English to defend here. I don't really see too much. This is somewhat of a surprise attack, but it's not going into a really crucial area. All
That's
the villagers
true.
are somewhere else.
What's he gonna be able to kill? Houses will be nice to take out. There's one house and then a lumber camp and a second house. I honestly, why did he?
I don't think the ram could go through.
Yeah,
And now he vaults again.
Yeah, a wall with a gate. Sometimes you cannot go through with siege when it's on a hill, so he just had to delete it. Counterattack here on the villagers. One villager goes down, the second one is getting attacked and will also go down. So nice kills there for MarineLorD.
Okay.
Started to kill a house.
Guilds goes for the house. Obviously, landmarks in there, so eventually this one has to be addressed, but still something for the future. Beastyqt is slowly staying on to gold. Food and wood economy looks pretty solid, but not comparable to MarineLorD, who's gathering quite some food.
MarineLorD's getting 900 to 1,000 per food consistently for a while. All the deer are kind of like outside those stables looking to be domesticated. He doesn't have a mill on those deer whatsoever yet, which is interesting. Where is he getting all his food? Is he exploiting the berries on the left side, or is it just sheep and berries? Oh, okay.
Now moves to the next one, and that's a nice tower. Already kind of protecting it.
Yeah, very early tower to cover many different important priorities.
And that's the one with arrow slits already. Horseman count now starts to look pretty nice. 3 camel archers mixed in. This is starting to get like a really scary army. Now moves out to a weird gold spot, kind of in the center of the map. I want to see another tower there, but that's an easy pick of him for MarineLorD.
Charge! And he's got 3 camel archers. They can one-shot spears, but he loses a camel archer to a spearman. Now he's not going to be able to have the same critical number, but it's more than enough. He's going in with the horseman. Keep in mind, no blacksmith upgrades for MarineLorD, so he's taking 3 damage a pop on these horsemen instead of 2. Considering English town centers fire harder than anything else, that is fairly painful. He hasn't seen fit to get some golds and some wood into a blacksmith, and that ranged armor upgrade is so strong. He's just relying on pure brute force here, nearly.
Instant reaction there on the gold was really nice, and yeah, brute force reaction indeed. It just feels like that ramp push. Oh, now with the second one. What is that? Is that a second tower?
Is that a house? What? Why?
What?
Why?
Did he hear us talk about the game of DeMusliM, where he built like 6-7 towers? But that was kind of at the front and a nice pressure point. This one? Is he maybe going for the landmark snipe? Honestly? Like, this is a nice area to pressure, but House of Wisdom still has some HP. But oh wow, we're down to 30%.
I guess if he kills it... Oh, hold that thought. There's quite a few spears here. They're gonna skewer those horsemen. Wait, is this just a case of too much? Yeah, he's destroying them! MarineLorD with a massive swell of units defeating his direct counter. Horsemen into archers. Camel archers definitely key here. He's surrounded a ram and killed it. Goes for the second one. It is being torched down, and you can have so many stone emplacements as you want with arrow slits, but against such numbers, there can be no victory.
Yeah, obviously RTS kind of working in a rock, paper, scissors system, but 3 scissors kind of beat a rock.
Yeah, I guess so. Have you ever done multiplayer rock, paper, scissors? Like 3v3?
Multiplayer, you mean like against another human? Or
3v3
I didn't play only on my own, though. Like two hands.
Okay. No, I'm happy the camera didn't see the motion
movement.
you just made. Well, my camera may have. But no, I mean like 3v3, you know, super multiplayer, team play.
How does 3 rock, paper, scissors work?
I don't know. You just mentioned 3v1. I figured I may bring it up.
Okay.
And we can come up with some rules, maybe
against
for a show match
like
later.
Like an octopus, rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, that'd be
But
sick.
they're always going like stick, 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 8 sticks. Yeah.
So a big attack here for MarineLorD coming in with the horses. There's a very small force for Beastyqt indeed. Actually, numerically, it looks okay. MarineLorD's forces cost way more and they're fast, so he can kind of force Beastyqt to be split. The attack on the House of Wisdom is continuing again. It's not the scariest or quickest attack, but you know, if he kills that, that's the golden age gone.
And sometimes you think, okay, I killed his House of Wisdom, I keep him in Castle Age, right? You can't advance without the
Feudal, right?
You can't advance to the Castle Age.
You said I keep him in Castle Age.
Okay, okay. Well, then I keep him in Feudal Age.
Right.
And that's not really the case. Look at that. MarineLorD not even on gold. He doesn't even want to advance. He just wants to defend this and then soon can make another counterattack happen.
This feels like one of those days, practice days for a pro gamer, where they're like today I'm going to ignore my instincts of doing what feels right and adapting. I'm not going to adapt. I'm just going to make only horsemen today and see how it goes. Try to discover the value of mass horsemen as a test case. You know, you make a smurf, you're like horseman enthusiast, by the way. and maybe he did a test game like that, and he's like, damn, this beats almost everything. And is that what we're seeing?
Well, it only works as long as you have berries as well, right? Once the berries run out, it gets really tricky for him to keep up all the production. Now, another nice stop of the reinforcement, but soon he's working on the town center. And as we know, if we are watching the stream for more than an hour, if you lose the House of Wisdom and your starting TC, you're defeated.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess eventually he can just move up, but, you know, both are working on that elimination point. Ooh, cool towers there in the center of the map. He's certainly taking control of that space. But one landmark down, second one being attacked.
I think we need to see Rams eventually. I think I want to see
from MarineLorD, yeah?
Yeah, exactly, to clear up this threat. Oh, not enough spearmen, I believe.
Nice target fire by Beastyqt on the camels. He's got 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shots. Raids armor is here. The iron undermesh has been upgraded. 2 rams are being absolutely murdered and taken out there. Hold the thought, just 1 ram. The second one is still alive, trying to crawl back to safety. Oh, there we go, pop, like a pustule. As the House of Wisdom is being repaired once again.
Okay, puts the tower down here. Nice move. And now the big question, does he have to stay here? Maybe 1 or 2 towers for the defense could be an option and then counterattack, because Beastyqt, yeah, he has 25 military, but he's so immobile. The specialty of the English.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, English are the most out of position prone civilization. They're kind of slow with that movement, and therefore the choice of their positioning. Beastyqt is trying to come in with more units. They were spotted by that outpost, and that makes it a lot easier for MarineLorD. He's got that intel now, so he can actually respond to these things, not just guessing it.
Is this maybe, like, I never thought of that, but should you always build your House of Wisdom away from your opponent?
Yeah, I guess so.
I never thought of it that way. I always think, like, okay, how is it easy that I save a building
to connect buildings?
Exactly.
But you're 6 out of 10 structures, and you can always make ends meet before it actually matters. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, should definitely do it. And I think it's true for production buildings as well, like military. You see where MarineLorD stowed the stables and the range away. It's both for hiding it as well as for making it less likely to die. Imagine if he randomly made them towards the middle right or bottom right. They would all be dead now.
Uh-oh, speaking of dead, we can see some bodies hit the floor, because that's a big horseman surround. 1 Camacha's microing back as well. The spearmen not really finding the kills. That's so many dead villagers here. Look at that, 50 villagers against 34 and plumbing.
Fantastic job by MarineLorD. Rather than expanding himself as a Basset, he made sure that Beastyqt is anti-expanding by only having villagers that are worth a single, well, are worth like 0.75 of what you could have had at this point in the game from a single TC. He's bringing Beasty's economy to his knees, even as Beastyqt is once again trying to go for that landmark. What a special day. Day 3 will be known as the landmark sniping day.
Yeah, I will landmark that in my calendar.
Nice. Little cheeky smile on the calendar. Oh man, wow, another ram is getting taken out here. Beastyqt's got 1 ram left. That wall is actually worth its weight in gold.
Oh, now it goes in for another tower kill. Still 5 units inside. But look at, with all those horsemen, he's just happy to just find the kills. And then the threat is just so much smaller after those 3 towers died. I think MarineLorD could maybe even prepare a push. Look at that, floating lots of wood. I think this is the spot where you try to go for like 8, maybe 10 farms just at the site for the long game setup.
Yeah, I think you're right. And we can discuss alternatives. What else could he go? An archer, a couple of rams, clear this up. But it seems like he's just chosen to brute force outposts with horses.
Just lost a lot of wood.
Okay.
Was that a market usage?
What did he spend it on?
MarineLorD. Could be a lot of farms. He just dropped very quickly. And yeah,
there we go. 10 farms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10. Exactly 10.
Easy peasy there, and will be better for his economy. But that counterattack is so good. And like, you can't only build spearmen against this, because camel archers are so good against them. Yeah. And if you try to only defend with longbow, you will get overrun eventually. So this is like, you have to have a good army composition at home without having the intel what the opponent is actually going for. And it's a crazy job how good Beastyqt is actually dealing with this, although it always feels like his army split.
And it isn't. Look, there's just a few camo archers. Like, I still feel like the Spearman army would beat the Horseman camo army in an attack move. But MarineLorD is choosing not to charge so that the Horsemen don't get stunned. He's getting a couple of hits in with those camo archers. Keep in mind, a camo archer costs as much as a knight, which makes them 3 times more expensive than a Spearman. So it's imaginable that 4 camo archers can cost efficiently take down like 10 spears in relatively short order.
What are the next steps here? Still floating quite some wood is MarineLorD. We have 600 gold for him here. I think this is the moment for another counterattack. He knows the army is at the bottom and could easily pick off another 3-4 villagers, while the rams have to be protected, pushing the towers away.
Beastyqt does have more army population at this time. It's worth a little bit less, but he's not down and out for sure. He's making another ram. House of Wisdom still lies in ruins, but keep in mind that town centers have a lot of health. Town centers that are landmarks have 7,000 health, which I think is even more than the House of Wisdom. So it's no easy feat for Beastyqt to go for the actual victory here on the landmark win condition.
It just feels like the rams are a bit of waste here. Just take so much damage against all those horsemen. Camo archer number still really solid, trying to retreat. Tower is helping out quite a bit. I don't think this is the greatest fight ever.
No.
Spearmen, though, really clumped up in the back. Not all of them can fight.
They do have the network of citadels buff here. They're attacking faster. Longbows are getting jumped on by horsemen, but there's a lot of horsemen being killed. I think this is a miscalculation by MarineLorD.
Uh-oh, really over-ambitious here. Longbowman helping out the extra 25% of damage. He did stop this one, but that was a good fight for Beastyqt.
You see all those horsemen corpses, all that horseman meat. It reminds me of that scandal with IKEA when they actually had horse meat in the meatballs without advertising it. It's like, well, all those horses died. Might as well not let it go to waste.
I actually made I had a written paper about that scandal. Yeah,
really?
Yeah. I studied sociology and actually wrote a paper about that. And I think I finished the sentence like, what did you expect buying meat a kilo for 79 cents or something like that?
That's a good question.
Why, like, it's so much crap mashed in there anyways. And
Hey,
then you
I like
complain,
those
oh, it's a
meatballs."
different kind of crap. No, if they're tasty, eat them.
Yeah, and who cares what's actually in your mouth? No, I agree with that, Neely. We should talk a bit more about that later. I'm interested. Not sure everyone on stream is, but I'm glad we kind of touched upon that because some people must have been wondering. MarineLorD,
What my position about horse meat is.
In your mouth.
Now it's solved. The long mystery of Twitch chat. I always wonder what's Neely's position.
Like I like what Neely does in esports. He puts on these great tournaments. He's been like a staple community figure. I love his casting, and he seems like a great guy. What's his position? And now you know. Now you know. That's why I'm here. So MarineLorD lost a lot of horsemen. He goes in again, but Beastyqt's got this entrenched position. I feel like he's kind of stabilizing right here.
Yeah, I think I'm like honestly heavily impressed how Beastyqt is doing this. Like he still keeps up the aggression, always keeps the threat in MarineLorD's head as well here. And if he commits, he also, like maybe that's why he missed Mycot, expected the threat here, right? Because if he takes the fight and only focuses there and 3 rams are arriving, he might lose the game, although he wins the fight at the front.
Yeah, I think that's it. I love fighting in multiple places like this. It's so much fun to see. And don't forget that 10% gathering bonus that was removed from the House of Wisdom.
Hurts.
It hurts. And can we look at how many buildings are connected when you hover over the 0? It doesn't show any, okay, because it's dead, right? Like, but just by estimation of how many buildings MarineLorD has, I think he's actually close to the next Golden Age, had he had it. So it's Golden Age level 2 denial potentially. But more importantly than that, MarineLorD finally cleans up this satellite attack point that Beastyqt has had basically almost the entire game. Coming in from behind, taking it down, killing a lot of units. By now, though, that was just a small investment for Beastyqt anymore. He hadn't been reinforcing it for a while, and he's completely consolidated at home once again. Also clearing up really a thorn in his side with those 2 outposts in the center of the map.
Absolutely crazy how he got to a big army now. 3 rams pretty soon as well. This is still pretty crazy. Just imagine, we're looking at 24 minutes of full feudal age play. 37 against 52 military. We are both having over 100 population and we're still only feudal age.
I love it. It's amazing. They're only 2 population apart. That's the part that really gets me. That after all is said and done, you can be that close in population. What a close match. The spears are actually getting an attack on the Camel Archer. Bam! Instant pop, one of those. The counter taken out. The countered one, opposite actually. And let's look at numbers here. We've got 34 horsemen against 5 Camel Archers. Great showing there on that, Mr. Ops. And on the other side, it's 19 longbows and 28 spearmen and 3 rams.
I can't wait if we maybe get like all the mod potential with the spring patch to have like a mod that has all the audio files replaced by your dying sounds.
You know, we used to do that for an old game. There was this really... Oh, it was Warcraft 2, actually. My brothers and I were playing it, and one of my brothers found out they were simply WAV files in the directory. So he replaced the kind of mechanical catapult stone lobbing sound. We had one of those microphones for SingStar things, you know, people can record and sing. And he was like, attack! So every time the catapult attacked, it was the only sound that was changed. It was like my brother's sound, attack!
Uh-oh, now a lot of spearmen also feel like they want to attack. The Camel Archer number not that crazy, and obviously if you want to retreat, Camel Archers are actually in the back, and that's why the numbers are so low. Look at Beastyqt perfectly focusing them down, and now the spearmen are becoming so efficient. I think this will be a beautiful fight for our Sturbian again.
Yeah, MarineLorD has to give way here. That's too many spears they're chasing here. They've got the network of citadels. Bonus here. There's a couple of villagers getting some cheeky shots in as well. Those 2 in dresses there saying like, yeah, we'll get some shots in those horsemen. And he takes down the defensive outpost from MarineLorD. It's 114 food each population, I should say, with MarineLorD having this large cavalry force here, and Beastyqt is coming in from that same side. MarineLorD is like, shake my SMH, not again. This position, I just ousted you from that location. Has he even repaired his House of Wisdom yet or not?
I think he started at one point, but obviously lots of HP there. A notable thing though is that MarineLorD is switching away from Camel Archers. They didn't really pay off like he intended, and now is going full archer plus horseman. Lots of mobility for him, will clear up the center, and this army at the bottom now always was really scary, but now normal attack, not the plus 25% boost, if it wasn't for the villagers that I'm seeing there.
Villagers coming in, he's gonna make an outpost. MarineLorD reaches castle age, so he did get that House of Wisdom repaired. He put it to use. Now what can he make? We look at his production, he could be making knights. Kind of mantis spears.
He's not doing anything.
Veterancy for his units. He's got the research available. He could go veteran horsemen, veteran camels. He's doing nothing.
He's just idling. Now, okay, veteran horsemen. I can see that as a good first step. But it's like, he could go men-at-arms, veteran archers, makes sense, some more arrow splits. But that's a lot of control that he's losing there. And look at that, different approach now for Beastyqt.
Yep.
Going for the military. Oh, archers building the ram. Nice choice. The Mangonel.
What? Archers building Mangonel. Oh, yeah. So one Mangonel is going to help a lot into the spears and longbows. There's a ranged armor coming out as well for MarineLorD. He's getting 3 upgrades. Hasn't made any units in a while.
Yeah, that feels really weird, right? He's floating resources. That's something we have seen multiple times from him. Now tries to focus down those villagers, can find some kills. The tower will most likely still go up. I don't think he wants to engage before he has the castle age upgrades. Nice Mangonel shot, though.
Yeah, nice Mangonel shots. The spearmen are bugging out a bit. Did you see that? They were like, keep standing still. I guess he's A-moving, and it's the horsemen for MarineLorD that are triggering a kind of...
Oh, yeah, look at the reaction.
What is going on with those spears? Did you see how they're moving?
Oh, Beastyqt not happy there at all. And he's typing. As you can see, like, he is actually typing right now, right? He's not playing.
Yeah, he's like, my spears aren't
Did you see that? Both hands at the keyboard.
Oh.
That's just complaining, like, oh, my spears couldn't move. Yeah, he's so annoyed something happened.
Yeah, so I wonder, right? GG, by the way. Well played by MarineLorD. Absolutely impressive. I thought there was a bit more in it, so it's kind of a weird ending of our commentary. Like, we're expecting the game is going to go on a bit. It seemed even for so long, but MarineLorD snuck in a castle. Here's my hypothesis, maybe, of what happened. Spearmen have this attack move, and they have this brace mechanic when horsemen initiate a charge in their direction. There's a range from which spears stop and put up the spear when the horseman is coming in. I want to say it's about between the longbow and the archer range, about 600. That's my feeling. I cannot 100% say for sure. The horseman felt a little further than that, but I think what happened is MarineLorD continually A-moved within the range. Spearmen were on A move as well. Attack move, acquire target as seen fit. That braced the spears. Horsemen go back, spears go forward. Horsemen attack again, spears do this. Maybe that's what happened. But I also feel like it would have been likely for Beastyqt to target fire that mangonel, to just kind of move and then target fire the mangonel. And then maybe it's the loss of vision on the mangonel that made them stop. That's hypothesis number 2. Hypothesis number 3, they were just bugged. He gave commands and they just wouldn't move. He gave a movement command and they stopped. I don't know really what. We can ask him about it later. But that was gutting. Not to say that he was in the lead if it hadn't happened. He was H2 against 3.
Yeah, it felt like the upgrades already aligned pretty nicely, right? The mangonel looked really well protected as well. I think this fight is always going in favor of MarineLorD, and I think this fight the game is actually always ending here. It just felt like Beastyqt couldn't give the fight that he wanted.
Yeah, didn't go out with a bang. Frustrating, but very likely he wouldn't have been able to get the deed done here.
Yeah, I would have been really surprised, right? Yeah, he still had 3 rams, but lots of HP already on the landmarks again. We had all the upgrades. Yeah, some horsemen lost, but they microed back, right? I think that's the reason why those spearmen were so confused.
Yeah, I think so too. Comment in chat, where's the siege tower now? I swear. Chat is more vindictive all the time. They're more vindictive on behalf of wronged players than players themselves. There's like people that hate Beastyqt now for making a siege tower in a game where he had 130 population against 50.
Yeah. And like also like starting to see 20 villagers inside, everything like pastures are moving away, right? The game was completely over.
Yeah, it's like, oh, siege tower, by the way, lol, is funny. It's like, oh, yeah. And then someone is like, I can't believe he just did that. Where the siege tower? It's nobody.
Well, tournament rule says respect towards everyone involved in the tournament. Ooh, sportsmanship.
It was a misclick.
Was a mistake.
It was a misclick.
Yeah, maybe at the end of the game he just A-moved his units and tried to... By the way, in game 1 there was a misclick with the siege tower. I'm really sorry. Good luck, well played at this game number 3.
Yeah, I really respect the way that you stopped my landmark snipe there. Great horseman control, great game.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened, but it really was worthy of respect. MarineLorD there showing why... he, until this series, was the undefeated player in terms of maps. Now MarineLorD is at 2-1. If he wins this, he's all but guaranteed to advance not just the top 6, which is the bracket phase, but perhaps straight into the...
semifinals.
Well, not quite. Yeah, does it guarantee you to go semifinals if you're top 4 or if you're top 2?
Top 2 is the spot in the semifinals, and 3rd to 6th players are playing in the quarterfinals.
Right, okay. So I don't think 3-0 is sitting safe on your laurels for top 2.
That's absolutely correct. Even 4-1, you could get in scenarios where 3 people are 4-1, and then you lost in the tiebreaker. Buchholz is not looking too hot, and we will talk about that later again. And so 5-0 obviously guarantees you the spot number 1. 4-1 guarantees you, I think, a spot in top 3, and most likely a spot in the semifinals.
Right.
But that's far away. Top 3 already guarantees you that you make it into the bracket, though, which is basically the first step after the Swiss stage.
Yeah, that's important for anybody. I think everyone's got their sights set on top 4 at least that would satisfy to get to that position. Now, Beastyqt, he's still in a great spot. You know, it doesn't feel like an infinite route to walk just to win 2 maps in a row. He's played good games. Even this game was good.
Yeah. Honestly, I was impressed.
Yeah.
Honestly, in this game, I was more impressed by Beastyqt than by MarineLorD. Like how he controlled that, how he maneuvered. I think he
like both of their plays.
Obviously, like MarineLorD played this brilliantly. Like all the pressure, used the mobility so nicely, was extremely greedy, which he can against English. Got so many berry spots that didn't actually belong to him. Love the greed, love the awareness of the army position of Beastyqt. Beastyqt, he puts us so much threat, and I think in not top 5 player would have been broken there.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, because the maneuverability challenge was much higher for Beastyqt, and he managed that split really well. Definitely true. So now we go into map number 4 in Neely, Mongolian Heights, and Holy Roman Empire is available. They try to abuse dock distractions to go fast gods with their relics, right? Pretty linear. The way that it's played out usually. Might be a change in the new patch. Like there are some suggestions for how Recknitz maybe is going to change and Burgriff is going to change based on the developer stream. Not as many relics in the Recknitz and Burgrave producing more flexibly, let's say. But right now, relics is the name of the game for Holy Roman Empire. But you mentioned that MarineLorD generally would love to go for Rus on a map that has any water at all.
Yeah, I was sitting on the couch when we had the DeMusliM against Viper game, and MarineLorD was absolutely shocked that DeMusliM did not go for Rus there. And he instantly said, like, Rus is the best.
Yeah.
So I would clearly expect MarineLorD to go for Rus here, and Beastyqt should have probably a good idea. And he said, like, what did DeMusliM do? Was he away for 2 weeks or what?
And he was.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, so we're expecting Rus from MarineLorD, and Beastyqt has access to Rus as well. Holy Roman Empire, Chinese.
Yeah, MarineLorD can still go English, which we've seen on Mongolian Heights to maybe control the water a bit better, but I don't really see that too much. I actually would predict a Rus mirror.
Okay, I think that's fair. I'm gonna go with Holy Roman Rus.
Let's see. I can maybe it seems like if I look closely,
I can almost see it, right?
Oh, he's already complaining again.
It looked like he was typing, but it might just be like a control group thing. It's Rus mirror. The Neely prediction, true. We see a villager. Okay, we see a villager for MarineLorD. He's in the blue. He's on the left side of the river. Immediately going for a dock already. Getting a nice amount of sheep here. Oh my god, the motherlode cluster.
Okay, let me quickly count those sheep. 1, 2.
Don't fall asleep.
3, 4.
Well, we can Control Shift A. We can see all the sheep that MarineLorD has so far. 9 herd.
7.
He's got 13. He's got 12 right now.
8.
Nearly snap out of it.
9. Okay, lots of sheep, and double scout opening obviously to get those because Mongolian Heights, the map with most sheep of all.
Do you know how many there are?
Many. More than 24.
Yeah, I think my guess
36.
is 36, but I'm not 100% sure. That's a lot of sheep. Every sheep is a bunch of gold, and that is nice for Rus, right? Because we got the bounty thing going on. Both have a dock.
Yeah.
Similar openings, no wooden fortress or anything like that. No barracks, not really easy to do with Rus and have that feel like a good build order. Beastyqt, of course, is in the red on the right side. Deer pack kills are worth even more gold and food generation for the Rus. Basically the Rus Civ advantage of that bounty.
And quite some nice amount of wolf already on the way for MarineLorD, brings them to the town center. Nice protective deer spot in the back as well. And, well, first fishing ship out soon for our player in the red. Even the second one in the queue. What's happening here? MarineLorD really late. Went for those walls early on.
Okay. And, we all know the cross wall. The cross wall can stop horizontal and vertical passage. The diagonal wall might be actually more wood efficient while still doing the exact same thing.
Is it?
Yeah,
you can't just walk.
If you do it from one side of the river to the other side, as you draw a diagonal, neither boats nor land can pass.
But you can pass there.
No.
A unit can walk there.
No, right?
I can even see ground there.
No,
that's
right?
no sheep. I think it's a misplaced wall.
No.
It is.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see later. I'm assuming that MarineLorD isn't making a mistake with that. Like, why would it be diagonal?
He just passed with the scout, didn't he?
No. I don't know.
I think this wall is like as pretty as you can like talk about it. I think this is only blocking off water.
No. We'll see later. I'm in denial. It looks like MarineLorD has way more sheep. Can we see a sheep count for both? MarineLorD has 18 plus 5 plus the one he presumably ate. That is 24. And then we've got 8 on here, and it would be 9. So if 3 are unaccounted for, that would be 36, with MarineLorD having 66% of the currently captured sheep, if not 70%.
Yeah.
A massive advantage. And then he has that wall that can stop all traffic.
Except land units. Okay, but water. Okay, wall works. And I think Beastyqt will be confused by this wall.
Yeah, it's like, but I can pass it. No.
But yes. Okay, so Golden Gate, the obvious choice here, allows you a lot of stuff. You can easily get some more gold because you're not on gold early on. MarineLorD, where did he get that gold from? 425?
He's got 265 bounty, no?
What?
325 bounty.
Ah, he's not up. He's not up yet. So he didn't get 200 duos, but still crazy
It's
high.
still a lot of gold.
Yeah.
He's choosing not to age up. A bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off.
But then we only have 125 for Beastyqt. You didn't even get to second deer spot or what?
No, I think it's 3 deer spots for MarineLorD. And forgive us for not, covering everything. There was a lot of wall to study there. But I think it's 3 deer packs for MarineLorD, 1 for Beasty. And, if MarineLorD gets 2 boars, he's at 500. If he gets 1 boar and the rest of the sheep that he currently has, it's 500. Beastyqt is behind in a long game from this.
2 boars. Where do we have them? One at the top here. And he actually has both on his side, MarineLorD. He could find both kills.
Yeah.
Okay, could be something. Even finds another wolf.
And they're next to the water, so it's real easy to take him down with the Lodja attack ship.
Yeah, if he thinks about it in the long run there. Okay, let's take a look at that. But that's mainly for scouting. That's not an attack ship here, I would believe. Goes for some fishing there. And still the earlier fuel age timing from Beastyqt. I think you can make something happen.
Can make some Lodja attack ships, take down some boars. There is that cheeky Beastyqt dock there on the other side of the impenetrable wall. You could try to make ships there and try to harass them with those fishing boats.
Villager could go down.
2 more hits. That's 1.
And the second one, maybe villagers in the town center, doesn't even bother. Oh!
He could have. I think he could have killed that scout. I think it still might have been worth it for MarineLorD. He's already achieved the goal that they set out to do. 355 bounties, killing some of those sheep carcasses, getting some extra gold from that. And we look at the production. 2 Lodja attack ships for MarineLorD? Yeah.
Seems like he's transitioning there indeed, and I would assume so, because the first attack ship is now coming over, and those are really good against fishing ships.
That's 2 versus 1. Nice.
Yeah, easy counter there. Fishing ship maybe could get repaired, tries to jump into the dock. Nice save there, and that's a big investment for Beastyqt that did not pay off.
He's going to try to kill 1 fishing boat. Oh, yeah, 1 fishing boat for 1 attack ship. Very nice micro by MarineLorD. It's like 3 to 4 salvos only, so you got to react fast. He did.
Oh no! Oh, that's a spawn that he should have cancelled. After seeing 2 there, that's just a loss here.
He's just going for more boats.
But he shouldn't find a kill. It's next to the dock. You can repair. All the fishing ships are next to the dock.
You can try to body block. No.
No, there should be some wasted resources. Really good opening for MarineLorD again.
That's very costly. Beastyqt is in a bad spot. It's 30 economy apiece for what it's worth. There was a little bit of harassment there. I'd love to actually see both of their respective visions, just kind of get an idea for what they see, what they know, if possible. Let's say only Beastyqt vision with some fog of war.
We have 355 bounty for MarineLorD.
So this is MarineLorD vision, right? And here's Beastyqt vision. So
135.
135 bounty. Oh my god, it's only level 1.
And he didn't even scout the right-hand side enough, right?
Yep.
That's really surprising. Could have easily had some more sheep there.
That's where he missed his second deer point as well, perhaps.
And some wolves extra.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that a sneaky villager? Is he trying to double down with docks here?
I think so. I think he needs 2 docks at the same time in order to get enough attack ships to compete for water. He's kind of going all in on the water denial. If he makes it work, he can get back in the game. And if he doesn't make it work, it's over anyway.
Yeah.
It seems like that's what he wanted to do.
Remember though, right? This is still fish for Beastyqt behind this one as well, right? He is only 2 villagers behind. He has some reasonable income. He has some control. So it's not the end of the world. But obviously this one is shut down kind of a second time now.
Nice shot there by MarineLorD. How did that villager die? We have the esports cheek scratch, and Beastyqt disgusted with the lack of bounty, the impenetrable wall, the failure of the second dock. the loss of sheep and the deer carcasses. He gives up MarineLorD in a Boulder Bay reminiscent game here on Mongolian Heights with the Roost Mirror. Takes an easy victory. He's a scary player to go up against. He did lose his first map, kudos to Beastyqt, but man, MarineLorD looking indomitable.
Absolutely. Crazy. He knows how to wall, he knows how to play it, and the scouting was so on point in this one, right? He got all the sheep, got extra deer over the Roost player, who obviously is like a world-class player and has that goal as well. Found the dog instantly, had the great spot, had so much control, and just like had the full control in a mirror game that early on. Dominance.
Yeah, not the most land battle heavy game there. Just a couple of scouts, a couple of villagers. Decided on water. It was a short game. MarineLorD did it well. He's really scary to go up against on maps like these. It was even worse when animation cancel was still in the game. It's like, imagine all this and you've got to micro against MarineLorD's AC cancel scouts. I had the displeasure of facing him once with that, and yeah, he's a very strong player. He continues his reputation building as the favorite of the tournament so far. 3 match victories, 9-1 in score. Guaranteed to be top 6.
Yeah.
Not top 2 yet. So the next 2 days will still matter for him, as more matches will be found for him in this Swiss group system.
Absolutely, and obviously he will face someone that has 2 wins and 1 loss now, because there's no other player that we can pair him up with that is also undefeated. So let's see if he will continue, maybe goes 4-0 tomorrow, or if we have multiple players with 3-1 score.
Yeah, that remains to be seen. We're trying to get MarineLorD in here for a little interview as we ask him some questions. He's here, so let's head over. Yo.
Yo, yo.
Yo. This is an unusual interview. We're going to have to warn you. It's going to go like this for a couple of minutes. No, just kidding. Yo, congrats.
Yo,
Logan
congrats.
comes in with the reward. 3-1 victory. You lost your first map of the tournament, and it was also the first map of the series.
And Mongols.
With Mongols.
Yeah. So actually, like, after playing Ben yesterday, I realized that, like, he played it pretty bad for this scenario, and it was still very close. So I was like, actually, how do I counter Beastyqt going for more expand, right? And I tried to figure out something, because really, like, in this series, my plan was to get Beastyqt against his Mongol, right? And I really think I could win him. So, like, I was pretty sad when I saw that he picked Beastyqt against Mongols first map, because I was like, yeah, if he does my plan, or like the way I see it, I'm gonna die.
He stole your plan.
I know, but he is smart, right? And we are a good player. And after seeing this game yesterday, I think a lot of people are thinking now, maybe we underestimate Beastyqt a little bit.
Yeah. Or
So-
overestimate Mongols?
It's hard to say, because, like, for example, on game 2, I think I got very lucky and I played very, very well. But in theory, I think Mongols should win against French a lot. Against English, it's good. Against pretty much everything, it's good. So maybe a little bit of both, right?
Not quite as dominant as they seemed, and
Yeah.
we are kind of still getting used to that. Ovu stone nerf in the Dark Ages probably plays a part.
Yeah, for sure.
You mentioned the second game. Let's talk about the situation where you had a Sacred Side victory pending, which is always a comfortable position,
Yeah.
but suddenly you ran out of food. You seemed annoyed at the end of the game, even when you had won. You had a gesture where it's like that win wasn't good enough.
No, it was not that it was not good enough. It was that I felt outdrafted, right? Because the first 2 games, I felt like I had worse matchups. So I was like, okay, I'm lucky to not be a 0-2 down, right? But honestly, when I saw that I was out of food, I was still okay with it, because I had so much gold and so much wood that I just needed to make siege, right? So I was fine with it.
It's funny because, I mean, you've got like 4 or 5 minutes left, no food, and the theory goes like, what if you don't make any villagers anymore? Kind of like bucking that trend of normally in AoE, always keep making villagers.
Yeah,
And you were okay with that? Just stone, wood, and gold?
Yeah, I mean, I still made villagers, obviously, and I felt like I killed a few villagers, so I didn't want to go totally all in, right? So, like, in case if I lost the middle, it would still be okay. But, yeah, it was fine. Like, I had some knights, I had a lot of archer, and I just needed to defend my siege against the siege, and you don't need food for that, right?
And you did. Grants on that. Then game 3.
Let's one more question on King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if you asked it, but were you
unpleased with how you played it? Because like you
I asked that one.
Okay.
He was okay with it.
Great
No,
answer.
I think I played it very well.
Okay. Did you know that you had 2.4k stones still in your guild hall?
At the end? No, I didn't.
Okay.
Actually, it was maybe a mistake because at this point I thought it was on gold, so maybe it was a mistake. But I had so much gold, so it was pretty hard actually. Like I wasn't sure what to use my guild hall for after the few castle in the middle.
Okay. Then game number 3, Altai. That was a scary game.
It was very scary. Okay, usually I just do this plan where I go horseman and camel archer, right? But I felt like my wood was pretty weird. Like he had a good hill behind it. So I was like, okay, I need to defend my wood before going into this composition. So I just freestyled it a little bit. And I was like, okay, even if I suck a little bit at this freestyle usually I'm pretty good at adapting, but this time it wasn't perfect. I was like, okay, I know this composition is super strong. If I just like cut his army in half and just attack one side and another side after, I should win in the end. And I think I did it pretty well. And I think he answered pretty well too.
Yeah. How scared were you that you might actually get defeated due to losing your House of Wisdom and the Tower Center? Because at some point he attacked with like 2-3 rams in Feudal Age.
Yeah, but it was because I allowed him to do, right? Because I had so many horsemen, so like anytime I wanted to, I could kill it. So I was not worried. But for sure, like the House of Wisdom, like then I couldn't have the little bonus that Abbasid have the Golden Age when you lose it. So that was a little bit of an issue, right? 10% is a lot. And I couldn't edge to H3, but it was not in my plan, so I don't know. I was feeling good. When I held the first push, I was like, okay, now I win.
Okay.
We were not as sure, but love to see that.
I mean, Abbasid, I think, is really good against English. It's a very good matchup for them. So I don't really see a way for him to do, right? Like, I just can force him to split his army in two, and then I choose which fight I take. And
yeah, I love those towers in the middle too. They give you that info that you can maneuver even faster.
Yeah.
But then camel archers didn't really cut the chase, and you had to switch into archers.
Yeah.
Why was that?
I saw like he had maybe like 12 longbow, and camel archer are very expensive in food, and I had more wood than food, so I was like, okay, maybe time to go for archer. And also I was like, I'm gonna edge up soon, and if I want, my win condition is to get a mangonel. If I want to get a mangonel, I need archer or like any infantry.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a good choice, I think.
Do you know what happened to his spears during game 3, where he was kind of like?
Yeah. What can I say, man?
It was a micro trick from you, I believe.
No, it's like I know this bug because it happens to me a few times.
Do you know how it happens?
No idea, but I know it happens a lot with towers. Like, for example, if you have 5 villagers next to a tower and you want to click the villager, right?
Yeah.
It will say no. Like, just the horseman will stay here and not move. And the way to fix it is like you just literally run next to the villager and then
close
attack
first.
Yeah.
Warcraft 3 has this as well. Like
Really?
various games have this. Get close first, then attack.
But it's very weird. Like, what's the condition for it? Because I don't know. It was in the middle of.
I thought they were doing like a ranged brace against your horseman attack move,
maybe.
and then you went back,
Yeah.
and then you did another ranged brace trigger because they have like, I don't know, 600 range where they
Yeah, maybe that's that because I never had this bug with a Mongol. I had this bug with a tower, right? So maybe it's just not a bug, I guess. Maybe.
I don't know. Oh, great performance. You're pretty much guaranteed top 6, but not guaranteed top 2 yet. Do you dare to dream from number 1 immediately? Like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, it's like, no, it's got to be number 1, or is it like a top 4 ambition and then you shift the goalpost?
Okay, so the way I see it is that I practice so hard to make sure I win this tournament, right? But at the same time, I have to win the group first, or like get top 2. And to do that, I have to show like the way. And I think my playstyle is most of the time the best way. So like I feel like the other player will inspire themselves from me, and then they will copy what I do and do it to me, and it's gonna be like I'm gonna need to think about what to do against what I will do, right? Which is hard, but I believe I can do it.
Okay, if you play against yourself in a Ruse Mirror, how do you win on Mongolian Heights?
I'm pretty good in Ruse Mirror actually. I don't know.
Yeah, but you are good as well. So you being good won't help you against you.
Maybe pure RNG, right? The one who gets the more deal wins. I don't know, like this game was weird. He opened with only 1 scout, right?
I think he had 2. I think he was relatively unfortunate, right?
Because like I edged up like 1 minute later, so I was like, for sure you have 1 scout, and I saw like I took like 3
We were talking about other things. So
okay.
Sorry.
I'm quite sure it was 1. I'm quite sure. Like there is no way, no?
But you had 22 sheep, and he had like 9. So your bounty was like 360, and he was like 125. So he was pretty much all in. He had to double ninja dog, and if that doesn't work, it's over.
Yeah, I knew he would do that, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go knights, because he either do that or like I expected maybe 2 TCs, maybe. and I expected maybe fast castle, but I had a plan for every possibilities, so I was fine with any because I had obviously a very good bounty, right?
Yeah,
It was very good.
great bounty. And you know, MarineLorD, that wall you made, it had certainly an interesting architecture on that left side river. Can you tell us a little bit about the wall? And was it able to stop both water traffic and land traffic?
Yeah, that's the point. It's cheaper, right?
That's the point, but it didn't.
Oh, okay, no. I mean, okay. For the land, I just have to add like one wall on each side. So like it's pretty cheap, but like since I was the one aggressing, I was like, okay.
So you don't need it yet.
Yeah, because if I want to stay with my villager in the middle at the start and make a gate instantly, I cut a little bit my full economy with my fish, right? So I just wait to see what's happening. I have 2 scouts, so like if I see a stable, I'm just gonna finish the wall. If I don't see anything, I don't care.
So rather
makes a lot of sense what you're saying.
Yeah, in fact, it very much aligns
to what Grubby said.
with what Neely was saying. Neely was saying there's still a gap, and I was like, MarineLorD wouldn't make a mistake.
There's 2 gap for sure. Yeah,
yeah, we were both right.
Yeah.
You didn't make a mistake, but
there was also a gap.
Damn it! All right. So you're min-maxing hard on the wood. You're like, I can go back here later once it looks like I'm not the aggressor
I have
anymore.
2 scouts. I already scouted like 3/4 of the map, so there is no.
Makes a lot of sense.
Don't have to rush it. Yeah.
Now that you explain it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
And you treated us with a great set. Now I can treat you with a look at the standings, MarineLorD.